corner. Could be Jay Snow in the Ferrari, who wins the race and wins the first season.
Anything going into turn one, a lot of battery burn. They're going to be side by side into turn one. A little bit of contact, and then he runs over the grass. Go on, Davey! Oh, I've seen it. He can potentially.
Good boy.
Inside Stephen Miller, close to the grass, and Miller knows what to do.
Everyone making it through the back. We had a spinner, it's a Ferrari.
He's not looking good for track limit, and
There's always something special about heading to Interlagos, and that's where we are for the penultimate round of the Formula One season in 2022. It's the Sao Paulo Grand Prix around this 2.67 mile circuit. It's the 39th time we've come here to Interlagos, where somebody's flicked on a switch this afternoon, and the atmosphere absolutely electric in the crowd. The fans packing the grandstands have been chanting for their heroes since we got here to the track at about 9 o'clock this morning. 2 DRS zones to try and help some overtaking. Plenty of chances for overtaking. 37 passes yesterday in the sprint race that lasted just 24 laps. Today we've got a 71 lap Grand Prix, and into the centre S's, well, that's always a favourite place. Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon duelling as the track drops down in last year's race. Let's go down to Decido de Lago. Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, one of the iconic moments, wasn't it, of last year's championship battle. Hamilton missing out on that occasion. He would of course get Max Verstappen a little later on, and in the opening skirmishes you've got to be careful and you've got to try and avoid lots of cars on that tricky, tight infield sector where the moves and the corners just keep coming and coming. Now, what's the best tyre for this afternoon? Warmer conditions than yesterday, an earlier starting time too. Is it the soft tyre that's the best at the start? Is it the medium tyre that's the best at the start? It should be a two-stop race. So this is how they line up then for the 2022 Sao Paulo Grand Prix, and Yuki Tsunoda's ahead of those. Nicholas Latifi in 18th and Fernando Alonso 17th, with his teammate Esteban Ocon just ahead of him. His car caught fire at the end of the sprint. They've changed the engine, no penalty for it. Lance Stroll took a 10-second penalty and starts 15th. Valtteri Bottas 14th, alongside his teammate Zhou Guanyu at Alfa Romeo. Mick Schumacher picked up 8 places in the sprint. He starts 12th, alongside Daniel Ricciardo, 11th on the grid for the 3rd time in 4 races. Pierre Gasly, top 10 for the first time since Singapore. Sebastian Vettel equals his best start of the season in 9th. Kevin Magnussen's the pole sitter this weekend. He won qualifying, starts 8th here today though. Carlos Sainz, a 5-place grid penalty for a new engine. The birthday boy Lando Norris is 6th, alongside Charles Leclerc, who's 5th for Ferrari. Sergio Perez 4th on the grid here for the 2nd year in a row. Max Verstappen starts 3rd. He's won his last 2 races from there. Lewis Hamilton on the front row for the first time this season, and George Russell in P1.
Lights, and away we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Aston leading into turn 1, Mercedes on the inside. Amazing cornering through the first sector we go. Cajun on softs. Interesting strategy there for the sprint. Not sure this is going to last long enough. Through we go, the strategy shown on screen. Kalik gets a 10, no, Jay gets a 10-second penalty. The Alpine going for a look. The Red Bull diving down the inside. He gets it done and passes the Alpine as well. A little bit of contact with the rear tyre and the end plate of the Alpine. DRS open now. Cyntium in the Racing Bulls up to P5. Scratch that, up to P4. The softs are really not working for Faceless. Without his DRS to help. Cyntium gets the fastest lap of the Brazilian sprint. Jorn dropping far down the order, gone deep into turn 1. He rejoins in P14. Jay gets another 3-second penalty, having really pulled away from the rest of the grid. Red Bull getting past. Wow, the Aston is really struggling on the soft tyre. 2 overtakes in 1 corner. Both Snowy and Tetchby getting past. Will he be overtaken by his own teammate? No, but there is contact, as they both chase the Ferrari, fighting with each other. Tycho burning to get past his teammate. A little bit of contact with their tyres, pushing each other off the track. Unbelievable stuff. The weekend. Jamie fighting for it. Xander gets a 3-second penalty. Jamie goes for a switchback after turn 1 on the Aston with the soft tyre. Thrown 3-second penalty, cutting the corner. The Red Bull ahead as well. And he goes down the inside, side by side with the Aston. He makes it through. The Aston fighting back, down the inside. Side by side through sector 2. Jamie looks like he's clear, and he's gained the position. As here comes the Aston, 3 wide into turn 1. The McLaren looking for a move as well. 2 rows of 2 cars through the first section of corners, and the Williams spins. Shadow BTW 42 in turn 1. I was about to say they're out of the race in turn 1, but they do rejoin in last place, thankfully. That being said, Jamie has dropped back all the way to P12 and about to lose another position to Yorn, side by side with the Sauber. Bit of contact with the McLaren as well as they go through. Jamie, in less than a lap, has gone from fighting for P8 to down to P13. Contact with the Haas as well. Jamie's about to lose all their positions. Xavier trying to get past the Aston into turn 1. DRS open. Doesn't make it, but the Alpine looks for a move. Side by side with the Alpine. Xavier keeps his position and Jay gets another 3-second penalty. Throne is dropping down the order, as a Williams goes way off track in the background, but regains control of their car. Through you go, it's 2 wide behind the Aston. The Sauber gaining the position on the Racing Bulls. Ferrari going for a dive past both of them. Side by side. Such amazing racing we have going on today. Ferrari keeps the position on the Racing Bulls. Both Hasses still down, P13, P14. As through we go into turn 1. Spin gets another 3-second penalty. The Aston going off track. Throne gets a 3-second as well. Shadow gets a 3-second. They're all cutting the corners to benefit off of for DRS. Lap 9 out of 12. Caution. We have an Aston. And into turn 1 it's almost 3 wide, but the Alpine keeps the position. And Faceless keeps going in the Grand Prix. Thankfully they haven't DNF'd. A whole lot of action. Ferrari in the back going for a move. Will Jay Snowy make it? He's looking for a move on the Red Bull. Jay Snowy gets past the Red Bull through, and the Red Bull's spun. Almost 2 wide with the Ferrari, and it is 2 wide with the Ferrari and the Mercedes. The Ferrari slightly cutting the track across the curb there. The Mercedes fighting back. The Ferrari going for a switchback. Diving down the inside, bit of a lock-up. Tyres locking together as well. The Mercedes almost losing it. Catches it against the Ferrari. The Ferrari with no DRS. Surely he can't really defend here. no contest. The speed difference from the Ferrari and the Mercedes was insane going into turn 1. The field, the Ferrari and the Mercedes still fighting very closely, both locking up into the corner, both making it through safely. The Mercedes going down round the outside. 3 wide up ahead actually. 2 wide with the Ferrari and the McLaren. The Sauber looking for a move round the outside, down the inside, trying whatever he can round turn 1 really. Ferrari getting past with DRS. Faceless gets another penalty. Will the Sauber get past? The McLaren goes off track, keeps the position. The Sauber overtakes both of them. Great stuff. Ferrari looking for a move on the McLaren, dives down the inside. Lock. Huh. That is not the greatest thing in the world. And away we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix. There is a Red Bull going who knows where. Oh, my voice died. Whiffle. The game is broken. Apparently Shadow is leading the Grand Prix. Shadow in the Williams in the lead of the Grand Prix. Unbelievable stuff. Huh. That is very... Okay, this fixed itself. Lovely. Whiffle leading from Cintium up in second. Amazing start from the Racing Bulls. Ferrari that up in third. Kalik overtaking Jamie for the 9th spot on the order. Techabi 4.5 seconds away already. Shadow dropping down the order. Spin dropping down the order. Snowy looking for a move on the Racing Bulls into turn 1. Getting the toe from Whiffle. Round the outside. Will he do it? 2 wide. Round the corner. Gets the better exit. Techabi into the pit lane. No, Snowy doesn't get the position just yet. Techabi has retired in the pit lane. That's our first DNF. 2 wide into turn 3. No, turn 4. I think I saw contact there between the Ferrari and the Aston Martin. Very close fighting up here at the front of the field. Shadow down to P5, down to last. Shadow has gone off the track, along with an Alpine. No idea what's going on there, but valid. 2 wide, the Aston and the Red Bull. The Red Bull gets to position. The McLaren going for a move. Will he get past the Aston Martin? 2 wide. Not quite. The Aston keeps the position, perhaps opening up an opportunity for the Sauber as they finish the 4th lap and begin the 5th now. Will the Alpine get past? Oh, no contest there. The Alpine flies by. But Cintium might have DRS here. He will. Will he get past the Alpine into turn 4? Shadow into the pit lane. Back to last place. Round the outside? Nope. Cintium stays in second. And Shadow retires. That's unfortunate for the Williams. But we carry on. Jay gets a 3-second penalty, a sight that we've gotten somewhat accustomed to, as the Sauber goes down the inside of the Red Bull, side by side. And the game wants to give us the worst cameras possible, but the Red Bull keeps the position. Bit of contact, as the Sauber runs slightly deep into the diffuser of the Red Bull. 50% down on his battery. Will the Ferrari make a move now? Down the inside, bit of a contact. The Alpine fighting back as hard as they can. Almost being pushed off track, if anything. A bit far back, but he has the speed to do it. Down the inside. As we watch from the angle off the Haas, contact with the Sauber, giving him a slight push. Who will get DRS here? The Ferrari? Oh no, none of them get DRS. I don't know how, but fine. Contact with the Sauber as well, sending the Sauber off the track. When Jorn said he wanted me to watch him during the race, I don't think that's what he meant. Whiffle gets a 3-second penalty. A 1.7 gap to Whiffle. This is the race result. Or this is the pace that he's been showing so often, yet just barely unable to deliver on. 2 wide through sector 2 to make it into turn 1. He definitely should be able to. Ooh, opting for the inside where there wasn't quite enough space. Slightly risky there, but he gets past, and Taiko gets a 10-second penalty speeding in the pit lane. 2 wide with the Alpine and the Red Bull and the Ferrari. Bumping tyres as they go. The Alpine brakes later, pulls in front of the Ferrari. The Ferrari braking slightly later. Oh no. Not quite able to get past the Red Bull, but the Sauber gets past the Alpine. The Red Bull gets past the Alpine. The Alpine fights back on the inside. And the Red Bull almost loses it. They do lose it. Whoa. If you just looked in the mirrors of the Ferrari there, you could have seen them just lose the car. Unfortunate for the Red Bull. But they keep going. It's not a DNF. Surely, oh, they don't have a front wing. Santa's gonna have to, oh yes, the lack of downforce there is just sending them off every corner. Whiffle gets another penalty. But here we have a Mercedes looking for a move round the outside. Very risky, and they lose out. They lose a position from trying to overtake for P5. Unfortunate for Spin. On to the last points, gaining positions, and what on earth? Interesting strategy, taking out the brake markers so that people don't know where they have to brake. Very effective for those who don't use Racing Line. Into turn 1 we go. Alpine making a defending move. Contact. Slight contact between them. The Ferrari turned in slightly too early. Ooh, that's a penalty for Whiffle. Slight twitch there caused him to cut the track. Ferrari gets the DRS. Will he fly past? Yes, he does. And what's his name? Retires. But that was a crash, actually, I think. No wins. If I was Marco, I'd already be getting ready to go, yeah. Sintium goes into turn 1, catches the McLaren lapping, so does Snowy, trying to go around the outside of turn 1. Everyone on practically brand new tyres. Taiko sticking to the mediums. Taiko 3-second penalty, Xander 3-second penalty. Sauber in not in the wall. Sauber just off track. So is a Racing Bulls. Oh well. Wow, Snowy overtakes Marco. That's amazing news for Sintium. Jorn drops down the order. Anyway, as we enter the final corner, will Sintium get it before the line? It's side by side to the line. Sintium leads. Sintium wins the Grand Prix. Whiffle gets a 10-second penalty. Sintium wins by 0.069. And there's a Haas in the wall. Nice. And Xavier's last one to cross. P13. What a win. Unbelievable stuff. It's finally a Racing Bulls win.